So, hi, my name's Override, and welcome back to another. Who the fuck are you guys? So, if you haven't noticed already, I'm using new equipment and new software. I'm not using my PS4 anymore. I'm trying to figure some stuff out. Basically, I'm using OBS on my laptop, so this should be interesting. If it works and you like to see something more like this, then of course leave a like. We'll see what we can do and give it the good old college fucking try. But today we're going to be talking about wrestling once again, and there's certain types of fans. You see, WWE has been under criticism a lot for not listening to their fans and just doing whatever the hell they want. Now, you see, I'm in two minds about this. One, yes, the fans' involvement does help the product, and listening to who they want to be pushed, etc., 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 is a big thing. You need to be listening to the fans to gain their interest. However, the fans are partly to blame as well. When we look at it from guys like Drew McIntyre, guys like Seth Rollins, guys were clamoring for these guys to be champion, and then 2 days after they were like, he's been overbooked, he's been pushed. And so part of that is because this generation of fans doesn't really handle long-term storytelling very well, but also because of the way the machine is today, everything's got to be but also the wrestling fandom is toxic as hell, especially if you're on Twitter. So today I'm going to be going through the types of fans that I absolutely fucking despise. Number one, the wrestling boomers and the wrestling elitists. Now, these guys are so fucking annoying, right? These go from, we'll tackle the wrestling boomers first. So these are guys like Jim Cornette, right, that can't understand or can't get with the fact that wrestling has changed, wrestling has evolved, kayfabe is not the same, cruiserweights are a thing, the more fast-paced style is now a thing, and fair enough, some of these things, rightly so, like for example, I'm not a fan of wrestlers diving outside the ring all the time. Like it loses its shock value and stuff like that, or moves like the super kick becoming like an everyday move. Like, when Shawn Michaels pulled out the Sweet Chin Music, dude, that was it, you know what I mean? And now it's just used as everybody uses it as a thing, and it kind of loses the value of the move. Now, I can understand things like that, but at the end of the day, wrestling changes. Wrestling is a constantly evolving thing. Everything, either something new is going to pop up, or someone's going to do something that was popular back then, bring it back, and then make it better. It's going to happen. But these guys that can't stand, or are just like, something's changing, I can't stand it. You guys hurt wrestling more than anybody else, okay? For example, right, with kayfabe, for example, kayfabe is not a thing anymore, okay? Things like YouTube exist. You look at the embargoes WWE have placed on Twitch, YouTube, Cameo, all those things, the third party stuff. People are now coming out with their real personalities, their real life, themselves. People are distinguishing the character from the person. And obviously, us growing up with the idea that at a certain point, wrestling is fake, what are we supposed to do? You know what I mean? What are we supposed to do? Continue to believe that that Dean Ambrose is genuinely kicking the shit out of Roman Reigns because he hates him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we know that now, so we look at it from a different perspective. So if you're there sitting about, moaning about something like kayfabe, for example, how? You know what I mean? Things are different. Or the biggest one is those who are, and this goes into the wrestling elitists, are those who cannot get out of their era, okay? Oh my god, they are the most annoying people to deal with. For example, right, somebody who is stuck in the 80s, right? Now, fair enough, the 80s may be the good period for wrestling, with Trash Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter and Bret Hart and Shawn, all these kind of big personalities, larger than life figures. but that ain't the same thing anymore. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing. We don't have that really anymore. We've got the different breed of superstar, and rather than being like embracing it or, you know, trying to see the best of it, they just shit on it just because it's different from what they used to watch. Do you know what I mean? And the biggest culprits for this, right? The biggest culprits for this are the Attitude Era guys, right? Yes, there is not, Roman Reigns is not Stone Cold, okay? John Cena is not The Rock, you know? Daniel Bryan is not Ken Shamrock, okay? These guys are different. These guys are doing things their own way, you know? We live in in an era, you know, we ain't gonna be, you know, bra and panties matches, you know. If you think bra and panties matches would last in today's world of wrestling, you're a fucking idiot. You're having a laugh. Do you know what I mean? These guys are so annoying, so annoying. Number 2, women's wrestling fans. Jesus Christ, you guys. If the word piss take was a fan, like, that will be you guys, okay? Right, especially for women's fans, right? And in particular the women's fans, right? You've either got liberal, radical feminist who thinks that every time Sasha Banks loses it's racist and misogynistic, or you've got extremely creepy and predatory man. Like, there's no in between. Like, can we not have wrestling fans who are happy for women's wrestling? Like, who are happy that, you know, women are actually getting their chance? Like, I'm that guy. You know what I mean? I'm that guy, but for some reason there doesn't seem to be that connect. And I'll explain why. Right, you have, for example, guys who are like, let's pick a random person. Okay, let's have Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks is a prime example, okay? Legit, right? As good as Sasha Banks is, right? She's not Eddie Guerrero, okay? Like, she's a great wrestler, don't get me wrong, right? Especially in terms of counter wrestling, one of the best I've ever seen. But one of the reasons I hated Sasha Banks in the first place was because of how her fans just overhyped her and made it like she was this like god amongst like men and women. Like, she's great, but like, she's not the best, right? And fair enough, that might be my opinion, but then don't try and force your like shitty opinion on me. You know what I mean? If you think Sasha Banks is the GOAT, that is fine, okay? But don't then try and force it on anyone else, and then when somebody disagrees, then all of a sudden it's misogyny or it's racism. You know what? Like, common sense, amigo. Common sense, hombre, eh? I've seen this with Alicia Fox stands. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Like they are good women's wrestlers, right? And yes, there may be someone who's the best out of the bunch, right? And that's fair enough. You're entitled to your own opinion, but don't try and force it and then say it's misogyny when someone disagrees. Like, nah, shut the fuck up, okay? Right, we're just trying to enjoy wrestling. On the other hand, there are, some of, I'm specifically addressing the men here. You've got to fucking relax, okay? Women, they're not fucking puppets, and they're not the same fucking chicks who do bra and panties matches, all right? Or mud wrestling matches, right? Women's wrestling is women's wrestling. It is not there to get your dick hard. All right, it may have been in the 90s, but it ain't the same way anymore, right? And in particular, I've got to call out the Alexa fans, right? The amount of shit I saw when Alexa Bliss proposed to her boyfriend, Jesus Christ, there were guys sending this guy death threats for marrying Alexa. There were guys on Twitter being like, oh, I think I made a TikTok about it. If I can find it, I'll drop it in. I'll drop it in this video. There were people on Twitter being like, he'll never treat you as good as I could, Alexa. Like, being proper shitty about it. And I'm there like, fam, she has a life. She has a life. Like what's wrong with you? You know? What is wrong with you? She has a life. She's allowed to be with whoever the hell she wants. Or some people with Sonya Deville, right? Yes, Sonya Deville is a very attractive woman. I'll put my hand up and say that, especially when she's in a suit. But she's gay. She likes women. And some of you guys will be on Twitter being like, wow, that's a waste. Huh? I'm gonna bring this to YouTube than I do on TikTok. What? Like, honestly, it astounds me how stupid and creepily possessive some men can be. Like, yo, like women ain't here just for you, bruv. You know what I mean? Call your jets. Call your jets. If you're a fan of a woman just because she's attractive, you're a twat. You're literally a twat. Like I can't associate with you, man. And the final one I'm gonna do today, the Chris Benoit sympathizers. Like, listen, you guys are so. You guys are so down bad wanting him in the Hall of Fame. Like this is wrestling down bad, okay? This is down bad wrestling edition, okay? Like, listen, okay? I'm gonna just put it to you like this in the simplest way possible, okay? Is he a great wrestler? Yes. Is he one of the best wrestlers we've ever seen? Yes. Has he had some of the best matches in WWE history? Yes. Okay. Based on his wrestling career alone, should he be in the Hall of Fame? Yes. But do you want to know why he's not and why he never will? Huh? Do you want to know why that is? Because he killed his wife, kid, and then killed himself after. Like, the guy's a full-on murderer, and you guys are like, nobody should be in the Hall of... Shush! No, he shouldn't. No. Let me bring my Daniel Bryan from 2014 out. No. He should not. Okay? The guy is a murderer. Okay? He murdered his family and then himself. And you want that guy to be in the Hall of Fame? And yeah, I know some of you guys will be like, oh, well, they let Hogan in there and he's a racist piece of shit, which he is. But, you know, WWE do like to play favourites sometimes. But still, the guy literally murdered his family and then committed seppuku. And you, man, want him in the Hall of Fame. I gotta do it again. What? You, man, are on some different gravy. But, yo, that's it for today's video. Hopefully this records well, hopefully this edits well, and hopefully this uploads well. But I will make some more videos like this. If you guys want me to make some more videos like this, let me know. Leave a like in the comments. I will try my best to entertain you guys the best way I can. Gaming videos are still coming. Don't think I forgot about that. I'm going to try and invest in some game catchers. I've been seeing one on the internet, which people have been using. So the old school video games might be coming back. And if you are OG with this channel, you know how much I love my old school games and how much they were actually bigger than like the recent games that I did on my channel. Like, oh man, hey, the stuff coming in the pipeline for this channel is absolutely crazy, and I hope you guys are coming along for the ride, and I hope you guys like, subscribe, follow me on my social medias. Today it's going to fucking kick off, all right? But listen, I've got love for you guys still. Have a great day, a good night, and I'll see you guys next time in